Hey, it's Eddie Caulfield, the artistic director of the New Jewish Theater. First of all, I hope you're doing really well. Secondly, we had kind of this funny idea because we can't have people in the theater right now. We decided we were going to do our best to bring the New Jewish Theater experience to you. So we've come up with something called Eddie's Follies, part talk show, part variety show. I think you're going to have a great time because we all need to share a song, tell a joke, and have a laugh. We need a lot of laughter. Enjoy this episode of Eddie's Follies. I am very pleased that our very first guest on the very first episode of Eddie's Follies is Sharon Hunter. Sharon is an actress and a producer and the artistic director of Moonstone Theater Company. She's going to be performing a song called I'd Rather Be Blue. The musical accompaniment and arrangement and all of that are by our friend Ron McGowan. Enjoy.
I'd rather be blue, thinking of you. I'd rather be blue over you than be happy with somebody else. I'm crazy about you, without you. For you I'm strong, I can't do without you. How'cha magoucha? Don't stay too long. I need a little ah, little ooh, little oh, and I'm knocking on wood. Honey, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. It's so hard to be good. I'd rather be blue, thinking of you. I'd rather be blue over you than be happy with somebody else. Will I be good? Will I be bad? Don't be a fool, you fool. My little flat, I'm turning that into a Sunday school. While you're away, I'm here to say there'll be no Iceman there. Singing the blues, I'm gonna use nothing but frigid air. I'd rather be blue, thinking of you. I'd rather be blue over you than be happy with somebody else. Blue over you, I'd rather be blue with somebody else.
Well, welcome Sharon Hunter to Eddie's Follies. How nice to have you here.
Eddie's Follies. That's really cool. I'm so happy for you.
Well, we have to do something during a pandemic.
And what better than a variety show?
Exactly.
Right?
It's a dream come true.
It's true.
So Sharon Hunter is so many things. She's an actress and a director and a producer and a musician and a singer and a cabaret artist. And do you twirl? Do you tap?
It's so much. I don't know. I don't sleep. I just don't.
A humanitarian. You're running the St. Louis Theater Pandemic Task Force, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, sure.
But now you grew up here, right?
I did. I grew up in, I was from Florissant, Missouri, and I grew up, I'm a North County girl. So I went to high school in Florissant. I went to Rosary High School, and I was in all the musicals because I started out as a dancer because my mother was a professional dancer and my father was a dancer and a musician. And so it sort of just trickled down to me. And so I didn't know anything else. I mean, from the first memories that I have, there was just always music and always just laughter and always performance.
What were your first musicals at Rosary High School?
The very first musical I was in was Pajama Game, which is a very underrated and terrific musical, I think.
I agree. That's a great musical. That's a great musical.
And I was the only freshman that got to sing one line.
Oh, well, see, this is how it starts.
I know.
And
That
then a
was
few,
the moment
yeah,
when
and
I
then a
thought,
few years later, this is what you do. Yeah,
right, you do this, and then suddenly
it's a very, very slippery slope.
it's the siren song.
Exactly. So the Rosary High School is home of the Fighting Rosary Chalices. I'm sorry.
Well, Rosary High School was the Rosary Rebels, but when Aquinas Mercy, who had merged, eventually merged with Rosary, then it became Trinity. So that now they're the Trinity Titans.
This is good. It's good to have a little sort of explanation of you know, we always refer to in the St. Louis Jewish community about St. Louis Jewish genealogy and geography, and now we're covering the Catholics, so I feel extremely ecumenical. Is how
you have to broaden your horizons at all times.
So you grew up here, and
I did.
you were in New York for a while.
I was. Well, I did a lot of theater here before I made that trek to New York City. And I had gotten involved in cabaret singing because I had attended the Yale Cabaret Conference. And I felt this draw to go and to experience that there and to do theater there. And I was there for 10 years. And I also went and did a lot of, instructional classes on acting and more about performance. And it really helped me. It broadened me. It made me a more well-rounded performer. And so I came back here because I had always kept my ear to the ground of what was going on in St. Louis. I love St. Louis because it is my hometown. And I think it's a wonderful theater town. I mean, just as much as it's a sports town, there is so much wealth and knowledge of performance here, just from all of the universities and all of the amazing people that have worked here and taught here. And I thought, if I'm going to start my own company, it just felt like it would be right to do it here. Plus, I had also noticed that that women were really coming to the forefront here as far as becoming artistic directors and managing directors. And I thought, well, if I'm going to take the skills that I've learned and the things that I want to do, if I'm going to teach or if I'm going to direct or produce, I'd rather it be here where I can bring, who I am back to where I started.
Well, I of course, I've been here a long time, and I've known for a long time that we have a fantastic and vibrant theater community. And so welcome, now that you're an artistic director of your own company. You've been a member of the community for a long time, but welcome, and it's very exciting.
Thank you.
You are a New Jewish theater veteran.
I am. And I'll tell you, my experience at New Jewish Theater is probably one of my favorite and there were some of my best theater experiences were with New Jewish. Actually working with you and
Go on.
And so we did Hello Meta, Hello Fada together.
Yes.
Which was just a blast.
In 2002? 2003.
You seem to remember well. Yes, we did it in May of 2003, and it was such a big hit. It was myself and Stelly Seitman and Alan Knoll, Tim Schall, and John Vulo that you brought us all back in December of the same year so that we could do the 2.0 of HMHF. And we had, it was so much fun that I probably could have done that show for years. It was just because of the comedy and the music, and I got to play from a baby to an older woman, and it was just, it had it all. It was just like a Carol Burnett, skit.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, I still remember this. Alan Sherman, what a genius as far as parody and songs. then his widow and his daughter came to see the show.
Right.
And I brought my Alan Sherman CD, and they signed it, and I still have it.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
It was great.
That's
but then
awesome.
the following year, I was in Falsettos, which of course is a lot different than Colomata, but beautiful nonetheless. An amazing theatrical experience, and something that I remember so fondly. It's an amazing show, not just for the quality of the music, but also just the telling of the story and how important that is.
Yeah. Both of those projects remain near and dear to me. I enjoyed doing those shows very much.
Same for me.
So you have started.
Come back to New Jewish.
Well, oh yeah, I'm certain that will happen. Now you've started your own company called Moonstone Theater Company.
Yes, and we were supposed to open the season this July, actually at the Jay's Theater, which I was so excited about. But you never know when a worldwide pandemic's going to show up.
Right.
And so it did, and obviously myself and everyone had to postpone projects. And so we are still doing, and I was going to do The House of Blue Leaves by John Guare. We are still doing that, but we are going to do that next July of 21, same location at the J. I'm still thrilled and excited about it. And then my hopefully my season will start, soon. I'm not exactly sure just yet when, because things are still so uncertain with the pandemic, which leads me to, and I know your next question is going to be, so what did you do with your uncertainty in your questions, right?
That is exactly my next question.
And because I was confused as well, as just as much everyone else. We were all sitting there a few months ago going, well, how are we going to navigate these changing times with theater? And I'm very proactive. So I thought, why don't I ask other people to get together and maybe talk about it so I can figure it out for myself? And thankfully, every theater was on board with meeting and talking and coming up with ideas and solutions. So now I formed the St. Louis Theater Community Task Force. We've had 4 meetings already. We do it every 2 weeks, where all the theaters get together and we have a Zoom conversation. And we discuss, and you are also part of this, and we discuss, I guess, just how things are right now. And it's not easy what's going on.
Right.
But I truly believe that live theater will come back. And my goal for this was that it will come back better and it will come back stronger. And that is because we are getting informed and we are working together as a team, and the St. Louis community and the metro area are working on one page. And that is because we care about not only the artists and the creatives and the crew, but we care about the audience.
Right. Well, it's an amazing thing that you've done. It was such a great idea. I know from talking to colleagues across town, everyone is thrilled that you literally stepped up. And so along the list of all the things you are also an activist, clearly. So it's good. Anyway, thank you for being on. Yeah, of course. Thank you for being on Eddie's Follies. I'm sure we'll have you back at some point in the future.
I hope so.
And until then, stay safe and enjoy your life.
It's always a joy to talk to you, and it's always a pleasure to work with you, just so you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I do appreciate it. All right. Thanks. Our next guest on Eddie's Follies, all the way virtually from New York City, is our friend Eric Williams, a wonderful actor and comedian. Eric was with us for his one-person show in January, and we just love him, and we're delighted to share some of his comedy with you.
Breaking news. A rare apology was issued by my Aquarius husband.
Sorry, I was mean too early.
you.
Me too.
You only have to stay in the bedroom till 5.
What? So, I guess I have like 6 more hours left in here. So, fashion. Let's look at some fashion, Eric. Yes, bitch. I'm gonna show you some isolation looks that you can wear from morning until night. We're starting with a beautiful, luxurious bathrobe. Oh wow, I love that color. So do I. Actually, this robe does belong to my husband, and he does not love that I wear it every morning. Now look at this, a classic shorts and shirt combo. So versatile. Truly, I mean, you can wear this in the living room, the bedroom, the kitchen even. But I want to dress things up a bit. Oh wow, is that the gray sweatpants? And it's paired with the gray thermal, yeah. I call this glitter MB gray. What looks do you wear outside? Oh, I don't go there, I don't go outside. It's been 84 years.
Oh my gosh, it's Eric Williams. Hi, Eric Williams.
Hi, Eddie.
It's been since January.
It feels like it's been 12 years and also no time at all.
I know, it feels, the time thing in the pandemic is no good.
No good.
I never know what day it is.
Never know what day it is. Never know, should I do anything today at all? It's a struggle.
And let me ask you this, because you look fantastic. Have you cut your hair yet?
So I'm so glad you asked. I was hoping that would be the first question. I did cut my hair about, I'm going to say like almost 2 months ago. My husband, Matt, did a very good job, but it was traumatizing for him because I was so anxious about it. He's refusing to cut it again.
Wow.
So this is about 2 months of growth, but I put some gel in for you, Eddie. So
well, you look great. I actually have gotten my hair cut and I made them use a #1 blade because I said we could go back into lockdown. So it's a little Bertolt Brecht at this point.
No. I'm here for it. It looks great.
So Eric, you are a native of St. Louis.
I am.
Although I had not met you till you came to do a wonderful fundraiser for New Jersey Theater, I knew about you and I knew about your work. I think because I'm buddies with your drama teacher from high school, which is how this always happens. So I have a question for you because first of all, you're hilarious. When did you figure out you were funny?
Wow. I don't know. I think I always wanted to be that wacky person. And so like at like 6 years old, there were home videos of me pretending to be a news anchor and being fully insane. But in public, I think I was a little afraid to show that side of me. So I remember my voice teacher, Sheila Dugan, who I love, didn't know I was funny until like my senior year of high school. I think I did a show that kind of showcased more of that. And I remember being in school and realizing that the only way to be a good performer is to not be afraid to look really stupid. Once I figured out that it's okay to look dumb in public, that's I think when like I allow the full funniness to shine. And I just kind of realized also professionally, I'm not going to be cast in a Brecht play, like you were saying. I'm not going to be.
I might cast in a Brecht play.
Thank you so much, Eddie, because you're a visionary and you have a really big scope.
That's probably the nicest thing anybody's ever said about what I am, so I appreciate it.
Never.
So you were not particularly the class clown or disruptive in Hebrew class or any of that?
I think I grew into that. I think in high school I was definitely becoming a class clown, but I also like am such a type A rule follower. I'm a Virgo, and so I think I was like allowed to be the class clown, but making sure I got straight A's and never upset anyone, which is not a class clown.
You came and did a great show with your comedy partner Esther in January in the middle of a complete snowstorm, and so thank you for soldiering on.
Thank you.
But you've been doing these amazing videos during the pandemic, and I have to tell you, I live for them because, you know, it's a little grim out there.
Eddie, I gotta tell you, I like the first 2 weeks of quarantine in New York, obviously things were so bleak and I just I had no energy to do anything. And then once I realized I can harness some of my anxiety and depression into making silly things, I was working probably 50 hours a week just making silly videos. And I'm just happy people like them because I literally did them to save my own brain.
But I have have an instinct that those things take a while to do. That you just don't like throw it up in 2 minutes.
Your instinct is correct. It is one of those things that the writing of it, hopefully the idea comes to you in like an organic, fun way. And then the filming of it can sometimes take a while, especially because I am living with my husband who has a job. So it's not like he's just sitting around trying to help me film. So during the day, I will sit in my bedroom and move the camera myself and shoot it and do it all on my own. And then the editing is the actual thing that takes, 15 hours.
Yeah, people don't realize that to get 2 minutes is a lot of time.
Yeah, but I found that the editing actually is the most like calming time of it, because it's my brain is just staring at a screen for so long. I don't have to read the news.
That's fantastic. Well, they're great, and we love them here, and I love that we're sharing them on Eddie's Follies.
Thank you for sharing, Eddie.
Oh, of course. Listen, I won't keep you because you probably have something to edit, but it's great, and we are going to get you back live. I promise.
I count down the days to
having you here. Oh, you've not met Esther's baby yet, have you?
I have not, and we have plans to do a distant hangout on Friday, and I'm just ready for clumps.
That kid is it Noah? Did that what they? So
Noah
cute.
is her husband, and they made Moses Benjamin.
Moses, yeah.
Absolutely.
You should get him like a little staff and like the wrap thing, and you should shoot like a Hanukkah card. Would you do that?
Eddie, of course I will. What a brilliant idea.
She will. If you do it, then I'll run the picture on the next Eddie's Follies, actually.
And we'll pay you out 10% because I'm sure it's going to bring in some money.
Yeah, well, and that's what we need. Anyway, thank you for visiting with us, and take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
You too, Eddie.
Our final guest on this episode of Eddie's Follies is Ben Nordstrom, an actor known to many St. Louisans. He's appeared on lots of stages here. Please enjoy his performance.
Hey, everybody. I'm excited to do this song for Eddie's new thing. I met Eddie and his twin brother Philip a long time ago when his brother hired me to do this show, and so it's kind of special to us and to the memory of his brother Philip.
In the darkness for so long, I'm waiting for the light to shine. Far beyond horizons I have seen, beyond the things I've been, beyond the dreams I've dreamed, are the things I've done. In fact, each and every one are the way that I was taught to run. I am waiting for the light to shine. I am waiting for the light to shine. I have lived in the darkness for so long, I'm waiting for the light to shine.
Oh my gosh, it's Ben Nordstrom. Hi, Ben. Welcome to Eddie's Follies.
Hi. What's going on?
Well, we decided the New Jewish theater patrons were dying for some way to remember us. So we put together this thing. And of course, my dream, my whole life was to be a television talk show host. So I'm living the dream at this point, which is fantastic.
You would be amazing at that. So
But to our guests who are watching at home, in the interest of full disclosure, Ben and I live about 2 blocks from each other, so this is actually a little more peculiar. We're part of the fabric of what makes U City, I would say. And you're a new homeowner with a fantastic yard, so.
Oh yeah. We've been spending a lot of time out there.
Yeah,
I have a lot of extra time lately.
Yes. So I have known you a long time. I have known Ben since he came to be a freshman at the Conservatory of Theater Arts, which makes me a little verklempt.
I know, it's crazy. I know that we knew each other, but I feel like it was my junior year was my first time being in a rep show. The Conservatory had cast me aside. They didn't cast me, they cast me aside. And that
was their mistake.
Right. And the rep said, we must have him to play James the Servant in our production of An Ideal Husband.
Oh, yes.
So that's when we started chatting more, and that was the beginning.
It was.
Who knew?
It was absolutely, and we were friends immediately, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And when you were a little kid growing up in Oklahoma, when did you figure out you wanted to be an actor?
That's a funny. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, nobody. I don't know exactly how it happened. I was really obsessed with. I wanted to be Dana Carvey or Tom Hanks when I grew up. So when I was kind of in those formative years, I guess 12 years old, the movie Splash and the movie Big were, a big deal, and Church Lady and all of that. So that was kind of when I wanted to discover that I wanted to be like those guys. And how did the musical theater thing happen? I think, obviously doing the school play is a really great and clear avenue for that. And so I started doing that and got into musicals. And it was my sophomore year of high school when we did Little Shop of Horrors. And, I played Seymour. And that's when I was just done. At that point, I was like, this is what I'm doing for my life. This is what I'm going to go to school for.
And have you played Seymour Krelburn as an adult?
Mm-hmm. I did with your brother. So I did in high school. No, that's okay. That's okay. He was totally forgettable. No, I did. I did out there at Aero Rock. And then I did it again at Stages. 10 or 11 years ago.
I keep arguing that New Jewish could actually do Little Shop. Mushnick is Jewish. Seymour is Jewish. There's the whole thing about getting flowers for the Shiva. We should do it.
It's the whole thing is a Jewish theme, right? Inflected show. It was written by Alan Menken.
Exactly.
Hello, right?
Exactly. He's a member of the tribe.
I think you could totally do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big show. It's always a bigger show than it's a bigger show than people realize.
Yeah. And plus, I'm allergic to puppets, so we'll have to see. So you have been in St. Louis. You were here, and then you were in New York, and then you're back here, and you came back, and there was a baby who's now like an adult, basically driving a car. Shocking. I mean, I remember holding him as he was like little.
I know.
It's pretty amazing.
I know.
But you worked at a lot of the theaters in town, which is pretty amazing. And I was so happy when you finally came to work at New Jewish, and that was a great experience. So.
Oh, yeah. I just got to say, St. Louis. First of all, this is amazing that you're doing this. This is such a weird time, of course, for everybody, but especially the theater community and all of the artists and people who just want to make something and do something. So thank you for doing this. I think that it's amazing. Yeah. And St. Louis in general is, I've always said, I I feel like on a per capita basis, like the theater, not just the theater, but the theater and the culture scene per capita here is off the charts, I think. So
It is. It's an unusual city. People talk about what a great sports town we are, and the bigger secret is we're amazing theater town. When I came here, I thought I'd be here 2 years, and it kind of pulls you in, and you don't want to go anyplace else.
When we came here, I thought I was happy to come here. I had gone to school here, and I knew I had worked at stages, I think, once as a New York-based person. And so when I came here, I was like, well, there's stuff to do, but I really did not know what I was going to do. I was like, well, I've got a cushion because I'm going to stay home with the baby for a while, and I'll figure out. I really thought I'll figure out something else, and it just shows kept popping up, and St. Louis was very lovely to me, and it just kind of rolled from there. And then I don't know, the theaters community is awesome, but the audiences are very generous, and I think that like they really love seeing their hometown folks
they do.
on stage.
They do.
But yeah, so and I don't think I made it my way to the J for a full show. I think I'd done some readings and some benefits, but I don't think I did a show till my mother's that old chestnut,
my mother's lesbian Jewish Wiccan wedding.
Yeah.
We had, I don't know if I told you, we had Wiccans come.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
No, I mean, I knew the Jews love us, right? The Wiccans, that was kind of a surprise. I mean,
the Wiccans, yeah. Well, that's a big segment. That's a much sought after segment of the theater going public.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though, they're late ticket buyers. They don't buy in advance.
Well,
I don't know why.
They never know what's gonna come up.
No, right. Well, it's going to be a full moon. Who knows? I don't really. I'm going to get in touch. Now there's going to be mail because I know. You're going to. My God. Anyway, thank you for joining us for the inaugural episode.
Absolutely.
Of Follies. And
I know. Thank you.
And you're my dear friend, and I'm very happy for that. So thanks, friend. Take care.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. I really hope you enjoyed that episode of Eddie's Follies. Because we can't be together now, this is an easy way for us to be together virtually, which I think is great fun. And, we miss having you and we miss seeing you, and we're going to see you soon. And I hope in the meantime, you will consider supporting the New Jewish Theater at this time. But most importantly, let me know what you think of the show, and I look forward to seeing you at the next episode of Eddie's Follies.